Hi ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Genshin Impact. Today we're going to be breaking down the brand new world boss. Now, before, again, I didn't know this. I kind of screwed the pooch on this one, I'll be honest. It was not great. You need to complete Zhongli's story quest part 1 and 2 to get access to this thing, which is about 2 hours worth of grinding through those quests, which are fantastic, very good for lore and like god building and all these things. But you need to do that, and that means you need 6 keys in total, which is a hefty amount. And also you cannot unlock the subsequent mission before you complete the previous mission, which sucks. That's actually really unfortunate. It would be nice so that you can unlock all of them and then do it. You don't have any sort of like pressure to do it if you're not ready to intake the story. It's also kind of unfortunate that this boss is tied to Zhongli's story. I like to kind of do like specific character stories whenever I want, not like I gotta do this or I'm not being very efficient, because this is a weekly boss. I mean, I said world boss, I meant weekly. Not only that, but a big disclaimer before you start this boss is hard in a very different way than Child's hard. Child is hard because he was like the first of his kind in Genshin. He's not that hard. A lot of us on the channel come from playing like Dark Souls, Let It Die, or whatever. So he's not that bad, but this character is hard in the sense of it being really frustrating and to some extent like unrewarding, because when he hits in like this blanket area, which is like super high. And it really incentivizes any character that can shield, any character that can kind of just tank damage, because it's so impossible to actually avoid it, just because of the way he attacks. But in this video, we're going to be going through step by step, fighting him like a bunch of times, just to try to show you guys every kind of phase that he has. And of course, we're going to be showcasing Zhongli. Hi ladies and gentlemen, I just filmed the entire video. I forgot to mention something really important. Okay, so I told you guys that Zhongli's quest is how you get access to this boss fight. How the hell do you get access to Zhongli's quest if you're very, very new to the game? Essentially, you need to go into the quest system, hit L2 or the bottom left-hand corner. It should tell you what you need to hit in order to get into this menu right here. But this is the legendary 5-star quests page. RB is the 4-star quest page, the hangouts, and this is of course the story quests. So Zhongli already has one banked. Now what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to accrue keys. How you accrued a key, a purple key specifically, as you guys can read right down there, I'm transparent. You need to complete 8 daily commissions. So that is your dailies. Complete basically 2 days worth of dailies, and then cash in your key. Now they're very cheeky about this, and it doesn't automatically do it. So say if you're a little lightheaded one day, and you're not really sure about what you're doing, and you're just trying to go through the paces in Genshin, try to do your dailies, trying to get some stuff done, that's your priority, and you happen to miss that you've been capped out on daily commissions, and you really need those keys to, of course, unlock one of the characters. Anyways, you're going to go to the quest, you're going to hit unlock, bang, you're going to have it unlocked, and you're going to be good to go. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is essentially how you accrued keys, by completing daily commissions, cashing them in, attaining a key, and specifically legendary 5-star missions are 3 keys in total. Hangouts are about 2, so yes. But ladies and gentlemen, hopefully that made sense. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of the video, and goodbye for now. We're going to be showcasing Zhongli. Now, if you're lucky enough to get Zhongli, I would highly advise building him with a new artifact set. The reason why is because it gives him an ungodly amount of shields. I don't even have a lot of the artifacts I have leveled up, but Jesus. We got HP here, we got some geo damage here, so my ult hits just a little bit hard. We have HP here, it's not even fully leveled up. We got attack, decent, we got crit rate stuff, not that bad. All that, fine, HP, good, yeah. So, this just gives Zhongli a silly shield. Not only that, but it's 4-piece bonus whenever your pillar pulsates and hits somebody, bang, you get, what is it, 30% shield strength and 20% increased attack damage, bang, for everybody in your party, bang, super great. Really, really good. But this is basically making Zhongli like buff up your other allies with damage, but also it densens his shield, which is your ally's shield. And all in all, just makes him fantastic. The only thing this does reduce is how hard your ult kind of hits. So yeah, not by that much, but by a percentage for sure. This kind of cements Zhongli in the perfect support role. Now, other characters I think that are fantastic is anyone that can give you a silly amount of shields if you have them built the right way. Dione is fantastic. Another amazing candidate, of course, is Bennett and Chi-Chi, except Bennett and Chi-Chi are a little weird here. Chi-Chi has kind of always been like the lesser of the healers just because healing is a niche, and shields are like preventative damage. They're like way more healing in a way. Anyways, Bennett's good, but Bennett also puts down like a cone of healing, which is sketchy because the boss that we're about to fight is going to constantly push you out of your comfort zone. You cannot stay in a said spot, which is why when it comes to dealing enough damage or DPSs that you're going to be picking when fighting him, I would highly advise characters that can do a shit ton of damage within a set small increment of time. Hu Tao comes to mind, Razor comes to mind, Shao comes to mind. Diluc also, if you have his ult and you sweep his ult at the boss, it can be pretty good, but we're mainly looking for people who can do a shit ton of damage in a small phase. The reason why is because a lot of times you're dodging, a lot of times you're kind of trying to be doing as much damage as you can in a very small window and then focusing on positioning yourself in a smarter place. Okay, and now talk about general shit. Let's get into it. Let's actually go fight him. Also, this is the team we're going to be running with. Basically, Geo-Resonance buff with a crazy amount of shields, which honestly, okay, so actually, yeah. Let's change one thing about this. Albedo here is absolutely horrific. The reason why is because Albedo's main problem is that he puts down a geo construct, unlike Fischl, who puts down a bird, which no one can basically hit because it's a fucking ghost or whatever. Albedo puts down a little leaf that every boss can smash and it goes away. It's one of Albedo's great weaknesses. Turns out he doesn't have that many positives. I digress. But it's good for Geo-Resonance buff, don't look at me. Anyways, so I'm going to be going with Shen Yam because, again, shields here are amazing. Not only that, but we get some Vaporize kind of happening here with this whole swirl business. I digress. Let us get in to the business. Now, Zhongli has enough shield here where it can be really, really stupid, but I can show you guys all of the phases. And honestly, a lot, just like the child fight, you can take your sweet-ass time just by walking in a direction away from Azhdaha, or whatever how the hell you say his name, to Mr. Frog Dragon. Okay. So, we're gonna again shield up just so we're not like absolutely getting eviscerated. Okay, let's not do that. Anyways, so again, most things you can actually completely dodge. Like that one you can't. I'm talking about projectiles that he's dropping on you, those are dodgeable, but just by moving in a said line. But you guys can see that he's throwing down. He's just doing massive blanketed sweeps, which makes it very hard. So what you kind of want to do is you want to go in between his head and the very back of his body. But then he also does that kind of like wide sweeping thing. So now we're going to go to his top, or actually no, he's going to recede into the ground. We're going to reapply our shield, even though if you didn't have your shield, all you would do is just keep walking. You guys can see that it never puts it in front of us enough to where we would get hit. Now you're also trying to like not get hit by Azhdaha, but as you guys can see, by that, like it's never putting it, I'm just walking. You're not going to get hit. The problem is if you stop, okay? Then you're opening yourself up for a hell of an ass beating. Also, he does do a decent amount of damage. We're going to do some of this to generate some shards. We're going to just do this, make sure we have all of our ults going. We're going to do this. So again, we're cycled down to the bottom. But yeah, like you see, everything about this fight just screams like you need to get in, hit like 3 times, and then back the hell out. Or have like 2 shield characters like Diona and Shen Yan. Or, what's her name? She's in every banner, everyone hates her, but also she's one of the best. Noelle. Noelle. She's so cute and adorable, but also Mihoyo is hell-bent on making people hate her. Anyways, okay, so this is kind of the general kit that he has for the beginning portions of his attack. He's got a direct line of sight smash if you're far away, but he's in this kind of like beginner phase. He also has that, which again, I would highly, like there's one thing this fight does is it puts a huge thing on basically having to have shields, which is a little unfortunate. Yeah, and we're just gonna keep waiting to show you guys can see his other attacks. So again, he burrows. It's a little frustrating because you can't do anything. You're literally waiting to give yourself an opening to do stuff. And again, you'd be wanting to sprint to some extent when you see him start getting closer to you, but I'm kind of just trying to show you guys the general business. Okay, so now let's get into his second phase. Let's do one of these. Let's do one of these. Let's do one of these. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's apply our shield again, and let's actually start dealing damage. This, and this. And 30 damage, around 40 damage as well, when both things hit. Bop, and bop, and bop. Okay, so right here. right here, you're going to want to run your ass away. So when you do a certain amount of damage about there, he's just going to auto start doing a shit ton of stomps, and that's unavoidable. Like, this is one of the negatives of the boss fight, is there are phases. So you can't, like, do a shit ton of damage at a burst, which is unfortunate. Well, you can, but the game won't let you. At a certain point, the damage will stop mattering. Not only that, but he's going to start throwing down a bunch of bombs, and there's many different cycles. So that was his fire cycle. If one of those fire dots hits you, ladies and gentlemen, you are going to get absolutely rocked. So be very careful. This is his fire phase. Again, it's very... a lot of the things I see with this boss, I'm like, how would you dodge this? What are you talking about, Mario? Seems like a lunatic gambit. Ooh. Again, but because I have fire resistant shield with Xinyan, I lucked out on this phase. In fact, I kind of wish I didn't get fire, but yeah, basically blankets the whole ground with a bunch of, you guessed it, fire. And again, I don't really get it. I don't know, like, there's nothing that you can really do to, like, course correct besides just have a shield. Like, okay, so maybe if I went in, no, because if I go in there, I'm gonna get hit. I got hit just then. So reapply the shield, just so I can keep showing you guys, or else I'd be dead like 6 times over. So right there, I avoided it. So look at him, maybe keep your whole camera in his peripheral, and whenever he does anything, run away. I would have still got hit if I were in there. What? I'm trying to be like, okay, here's how you would dodge this, but the more I think about it, the more I'm like, I don't know if you can dodge this shit. I think this is some bullshit, guys, I'll be honest. Alright, well, let's end this. Let's send it. Full send it. And bop. And bop. We're going to try to get him to his last phase, which is where he's going to start just to basically try to rip you to shreds as fast as humanly can. Okay, so he's going to start doing his stomps again. We're really rough. It's rough. So you see, that's the problem. There's oh shit, I didn't have my shield up. There's a shit ton of things that they have in this fight where it's like, hey, if you try to burst damage this character down, boom, punished. So know that at the very least, he has to go through 3 elements, or 2 elements, I guess. One of them always being Geo at the start. So right now he has got ice. We're gonna go ahead and back up and show you guys what that's like. A lot of his basic movesets are the same. He only gets like one special thing with a new element, and it's usually pretty chill. And again, I don't need to, I think, sprint out of there if I didn't need to. Or if I didn't want to. Well, not just because I have a shield. No, maybe you do actually. It's kind of a short window of time. Let's go ahead and put our shield up again. Boom. Yeah, so at this point, I think it's best to try to go in for the kill, because it's just a little rough otherwise. Show me another attack besides just throwing down weird shit. Here it is. That's what I want to see, baby. Okay, so we're gonna throw a bunch of these heat-seeking things. Again, if you just walk, they're gonna miss you. Like, all of them are gonna miss you. Pretty easy. Put up a shield just to be safe. Again, rough. Now he's back into fire phase. So now I think he pivots between the two, because his tail is ice and his arms are fire. So I think he pivots between the two at the end of his phase. Cool, now let's kill him and call it good. Let's do one of these, do one of these, do one of these, so we get actual better elemental resonance slash constant pulsing of fire. Boom, boom. Oh, we don't have our ult on hand. That's a little unfortunate. Well, we'll have to make do. Okay, so he's doing his stomp again. Again, I don't know how you make that out alive if you don't. There's a sound cue where he's like, "This will not absolve you." Yeah. Again, guys, if there's anything that this video shows you, it's that probably try to level up a shield character, because you need at least a little bit of breathing room. Like, yeah, you can play pretty goddamn good, but a little bit. You need a little bit of the help. And again, if you have Zhongli, which is conveniently on the banner right now, the fight becomes significantly less horrific, because you can quite literally just have a shield and tank a lot, especially with the new artifact set. Yes, so I'm gonna actually catch this in because I need to. I haven't done it this week, so bang. Oh, we got 2 of those. That's what she needs. That's what Eula needs. Who? Yes. Hell yes. Sorry. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's run it back. Let's see if we can showcase Electro, and what was the other one? Electro and Water. Hi ladies and gentlemen, me here in post and or in editing. Okay, so first of all, this right here, when you actually come up to the domain/store, because this is a weekly boss, it actually cycles through its elemental cycle, and whatever you see on the door is its elemental cycle. Now I want to get this video to as soon as humanly possible so I can actually show you guys the actual live gameplay of it. Forgive me, but one thing that is incredibly evident is that a lot of the attacks are virtually the same. Lightning, I've seen it in the playback of the boss fight when they were doing the dev live stream of Azhdaha. Love the name, it's a lot, but I digress. Essentially, the electric phase is just a bunch of lightning bolts hitting the ground. Now, yes, there are different modifiers, but guys, if there's one thing that this fight just, again, screams at you is the utility and the use of shield characters, preventative damage. And it's kind of a meme because, yes, what do you call Zhongli's in the banner as well as Diona. It's maybe angled in a buy these characters kind of way, but I digress. Still, these characters are just some of the best in the game, so it's not the worst that they're trying to push you into leveling them or attaining them. Still a little weird, but anyways. But yeah, the lightning ones, I've seen the gameplay of it. It's pretty simple. Lightning bolt just hits the ground the same as the rocks falling, except it's now purple. And it's lightning. Anyways, I'm sorry. Anyway, the other one is, of course, water. Now, water is a little bit different, but also it's not. I mean, it literally, okay, so fire is like a pool of lava that's stationary that does a lot of damage, and it's all around Azhdaha, right? And it's kind of permanently in that area that he kind of affects. Or blows out the fire chunks. Whereas the water is simply the same thing, except it's cycling around, bouncing in different directions. But bottom line is all of the damage, if you get any elemental dot on you, they hurt like hell. And I'm talking you will get shredded in no time, which is, again, unfortunately, one of the reasons is you need a shield character. Again, that's the whole thing of this boss fight. If Child was to be like nimble and dodge through attacks, even though you don't even need to really do that, Azhdaha's is a lot less creative in my opinion. Just wear shield. But go ahead and hold E. Hit E, bang. Look at you. Done. Cool. Same thing as Yennefer. If you have a higher enough constellation, she of course has a shield as well whenever you use her ult. We will go through character recommendations, but I thought I'd let you guys know that I wasn't able to show you guys two of the other elements. Now, he can only be fire, electricity, ice, and water. He cannot be Anemo or Geo, or he actually is Geo, but not Anemo. So yes, he is every element, and again, his water phase is these kind of little water droplets running and chasing you around. If they touch you, they deal a pretty hefty amount of damage, and yeah. And again, lightning, same thing, just lightning bolts raining from the sky, pretty chill. Again, it's not really chill. If you get hit with it once, you're getting thrashed. But again, Azhdaha has so many powerful attacks that it kind of makes things a little redundant, and also a little like, again, like you need the shield, it seems. It seems like that's the main objective. Now, can you get around it? Yeah, you can always pull back and heal your ass off. That could absolutely work to some extent, but I still think you need the shield. Sorry to say. But again, the best luck that I think you'll have is cycling to the very front, the very front of Azhdaha's face, and then using your stamina to sprint to the very back of his tail. I was making the mistake of hitting his like left shoulder, and that I think is a pretty big mistake because Azhdaha will just shoulder check in that direction. You want to make sure you're pretty on point in front of his actual head or the back of his tail. But ladies and gentlemen, take it away, me frustratingly trying to get an element that didn't come this week because I didn't know that's how it worked. Don't look at me. Anyways. Also, Diona's on the banner, so if you happen to get a lot of Diona, geez Louise, Diona C6 specifically is like basically, I don't know, she's like really good, like to a degree in which it's like, what? What? How? Who'd have thought? What happened? Azhdaha, which, God, man, what a name. Why couldn't you just, why did your parents have to be this way? You know what I'm saying? Why did Zhongli, Big Daddy Zhongli, why did he have to do this? Why have to do this to you? See, like right there, we noticed that like if more of his attacks were like that, I'd be perfectly happy with it. Because like a lot of them you can see coming, you know what I mean? But then there's a lot of them where you absolutely can't. And I wish it was like a sound cue tied to it. Oh, he's absorbing pyro. Okay, so that's a huge thing. Okay, well, see now, you hate to see it. You hate to see it. It's real rough. Well, all right. I think I was, for some reason, Shao was like, I'm gonna hover. I'm like, what? What? I was trying to do death from above, and yet you're popping out the wings. Okay. He showed ice again. Did he show? No, he didn't. No, he showed. Yeah, he showed ice. He showed ice. I do think you can perfect dodge, like those things, if you're really good about. But it does seem like there's some aftershock. Yeah, there's aftershock, so you do need to leave the area. You still need to like walk away. Yep. See, that's the thing. So if he burrows by the time you've already taken him down that much health, he'll immediately come up and do his like heavy hitting smash thing, which is again fire. Get away from me. Get away from me! Because of Chi-Chi's weird ability to give you the ability to tank things. Even though I don't have Zhongli's shield on right now, that dot is still doing work on me. Run! 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 Zhongli! Oh god! Oh, it's rough. It's rough out here. Ooh, yikes. Big yikes. Let me hit you with some electro and some water with Shinsho. Because Jesus, is this a rough set of what was happening? I don't know what. Fuck it. Hey, guess what? I'm imbuing you with electro. Look at all this electro happening to you right now. All right, please. Healing up my boys. Do one of these again. I keep trying to apply the business, and it's not happening. Okay, so now if it does ice, then I get it. If it does fire, I'm lost. It did fire again. Azhdaha, what is your problem? I've done nothing, but okay. Again, to reiterate, it is a weekly assigned elemental group. So this week it's fire and ice. That's what we've seen on the door entering in the domain. That's on me. My bad. All right. All right, Az. Again with the ice! What am I doing to get the ice? What is happening? Yeah, but if there's anything that's been evidence, even if I just had Xinyan's shield, but Xinyan also has the worst shield in the game, each fact remains the same. This battle, unlike any of the other boss fights that we can have access to at this point, are very, very, very intrinsically tied to the shielding system. It's specifically kind of like Zhongli's on the banner, and Zhongli kind of makes the fight a joke. It allows you to get tanked hit by just about every shot. And it kind of is a little sketchy if this is the new norm. But with that being said though, for a long, long while coming now, shield characters have been fantastic. It's also why Zhongli's a shield character, Diona's a shield character, and Noelle is a shield character. And of course we got Yenfi there as a DPS. So again, every single thing is like, hey, build the characters with a shield because this is the boss. I think that's at least what they were getting after. I digress. Again, the dot of the elements when you're fighting this boss is always going to be the same. The amount of splash damage that he's going to output is always going to be ridiculous because of the shields. The other thing is, what was the other? Electricity. Electricity is the same shit, except it just has a bolt of electricity that hits the ground. So instead of ice, it's a bolt of electricity. A lot of it is like getting to the same end eventually. Like again, there are targets on your feet, by your feet when you're running away from these attacks, and they either glow purple, glow blue, glow red, or whatever. Bottom line, get the hell out of the circle. And sometimes you can't, and that's why it's shield. Anyways, if you have any of the other shield characters, if you happen to build Diona, huge. If you happen to build Diona, that is, you got healing and you got a shield, and if you got her C6, you got a stupid amount of elemental mastery. Just seems great. If you haven't built the cutest as button Noelle, then you're good to go as well. She has a really defensible shield, even though it is geo-based. Yeah, her density is in general is great. Also, the same way you build her shield is the same way you build her HP heal. So it's just benefit on benefit. She also can give you a defense and also give you healing. I would still say Diona is probably a better bet, but still. Healers are a weird one. I would, honestly, weirdly, Chi-Chi kind of came in huge there just because a lot of your characters are kind of trying to spread out the damage because you're having to take damage in a lot of cases in this fight. So weirdly, like a Chi-Chi or a Bennett also works. I didn't mean to apply, by the way, that Bennett was terrible. I meant to apply that Bennett puts down a heal in an area, and there's a lot of times where you gotta be like, I can't stand here anymore. So be careful, Bennett. Same thing with Jean. But if you have a stupid amount of healing, then you probably can be okay. But it's not something the problem. The problem is not the burst of the fire dot. It's the dot staying on you forever and ripping you to shreds. And yeah, like even if you have Bennett for a shit ton of heal power, eventually you're gonna have that 5 seconds of downtime, and that dot, if you have enough of the dots on you, I think can shred you. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm not talking a turn. I don't know much about that part, but or how that would play out. But Yeah, again, you're also going to want to stick with characters that can do bursts of damage. I think Hu Tao stands out immensely in this. I think Razor stands out immensely in this. I think a Xiao stands out immensely in this. I think also, what's her name? Yanfei. If you happen to get Yanfei, she could be huge if you're not stuck on the fire phase. Also, I think Xiao is ungodly good here because Xiao is animo damage, meaning I think when he starts imbuing himself with the said element, he becomes resistant to that element in a big way. So I think that's why Animo is probably really good, and that's why a lot of people were saying this boss was a little so-so, and just because I had Xiao, I think I was able to be like, cut, done, you know? And I also had Zhongli, which keeps him safe, of course, because that's the other problem, is glass cannon needs a shield, basically. I digress. Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully that gave you some sort of guidance if you're a little bit worried about the fight, or honestly, the biggest thing is that you need to get, like, how to get access to this fight is to do Zhongli's story quest. Ladies and gentlemen, I regret to inform you that a lot of this video was, in fact, me, like, well, the whole premise of the fight is shields, because they put us in a place where there's a shit ton of elemental damage and a lot of unavoidable damage, specifically by the boss himself. And it turns out, again, there's one character that comes to mind that fits both of these perfectly. Yes. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Hopefully you guys do enjoy the rest of your day. Let me know if, who knows, we may make another video of these if you guys really want to see the final phases. I tried to flip the coin as many times as I could. I don't know, at a certain point I'm starting to think everyone's crazy, and there's only 2 phases, or 2 elements. Again, you guys seen that I switched elements, it didn't happen. But again, the phases, the method stays the same. The only thing that's a little different is the water phase, which I really want to show you guys, which is these kind of homing orbs that you just need to stay away from. It's not worse than the others, it's just different. Yeah, but I digress. Hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Hopefully I can be of even a small bit of help towards you. Thank you, and